What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to State of the Gaming Industry. This is episode 7. We have a lot to go over tonight. Some of it maybe like 1 minute, 2 minute quick hits, but some things that we want to dive a little bit deeper into. So for tonight's show, we will be talking about, of course, weekly game releases. Not a ton coming out this week, so it's kind of slow. We got Stalker 2 being delayed. Mafia has been announced for Gamepass. We got the Microsoft fourth quarter financial results. We got the SAG-AFTRA Strike, of course, AI and things going on over there. We got a few gaming announcements from San Diego Comic-Con. We got the Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games canceled. Flintlock achievement controversy. I don't know. We find something to argue about every day. I don't know. And then we got Astrobot Controller announced. So we'll get into all of that right now. Please hit that subscribe button if you have not already. And let's start with the game releases for this week. So this week, like I said, not a lot coming out. We got this game Operation Tango coming out for the Switch tomorrow, so August 1st. Star Wars Bounty Hunter coming out as well. I did my monthly top games to look out for, so the August video that is up. Excuse me, Star Wars Bounty Hunter was on that list. Excuse me. Thank goodness you're here. Never heard of it. Tomba Special Edition. So this is only on PS5, Switch, and PC. This is coming out tomorrow as well. I think there's a limited run games special edition for this. It's like a remake of an old PS1 game, so you could check that out. And then last, we got the Mortuary Assistant. Never heard of that one, but it looks pretty creepy. That's coming out on Friday, so that pretty much does it for the weekly releases for this week. But as far as releases go, we do need to talk about Stalker 2. So unfortunately, Stalker 2 has been delayed once again. For people that are unfamiliar, this game originally was supposed to come out, I think, April 2022 was after the original announcement during Microsoft's Xbox Showcase back in 2021 during COVID. So it got moved to December 2022. Then it got moved to, I think it was just like sometime in 2023. Then we thought we was getting it in September of this year. They had September 5th as a day, and now it's been moved another 2 months, which, again, real life stuff happening over there, so, we'll get it when we get it. But it says that GSC Game World just announced that Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl has been delayed again by another 2 months. So it will now be released on November 20th, 2024. So they're still trying to get it in. Again, this holiday time this year is going to be kind of rough, especially on the Xbox side. So this is going to be day one in Game Pass as well. But you already have the rumored Avowed coming out in November. You got Call of Duty October 11th or 20th or something like that. You got Indiana Jones, so it's going to be tight. September was like the perfect time for this game to come out. It also sucks for Microsoft because they kind of was lining up that fall schedule to have something, whether it's first party or Game Pass exclusive or Game Pass day one. They're kind of lining that up every month. So they would have had this in September, Call of Duty in October, Avowed, we assume, in November, and then Indiana Jones in December to close the year out. But, it is what it is. They did drop a kind of tongue-in-cheek title here. So they had a trailer. It says, really again, as in, kind of playing off the fact that it did get delayed again. It's only 45 seconds. I mean, the game looks good, like from what we're looking at, like the environment, the guns details, like the water. I mean, yeah, but along with that, you got to have some sugar with the medicine, right? So they did announce that they will be doing a developer-led deep dive on August 12th. Now, I'm guessing that'll be on their guessing that'll be on their YouTube or something. It doesn't say. But There's a game director says, "We know you might be tired of waiting. We truly appreciate your patience. These 2 additional months will give us the chance to fix more unexpected anomalies or bugs, as you call them. We're always grateful for for your ongoing man. I can't read tonight. For your ongoing support and understanding. It means the world to us. We're just as eager as you are to finally release the game, experience it yourself." So all I'm saying is, when this game comes out, man, it better be good, because it's been a long wait. But we also got, in more Game Pass news, we got the official announcement. There was rumors that we are going to get a Take-Two game. So we got the announcement that Mafia, the definitive edition, will be coming to Game Pass on August 13th. Now, apparently the first and second Mafia are the best ones. So this is good news for people that haven't experienced it, such as myself. And it's August, so that's a good time to release a game. You know, it's kind of looking a little slow for August. I mean, near the end of the month it picks up, but yeah, for the rest of the month it's not that crazy. But while we're talking about Game Pass and games releasing, let's start talking about the Microsoft's financials. So I have a tweet here. I broke it down. All right, so Microsoft had their actual financials, and this is kind of a breakdown of Microsoft's financial, but more so leaning more into like the gaming side of things in Xbox. So it says gaming revenue was up 44%, but like we've seen in the previous quarter or whatever their last financial, when they talk about their financial results, a lot of that, as it says here, is bolstered by Activision. So Activision, as we know, Call of Duty, what else they got over there? Candy Crush, all that's part of that. So, and Blizzard, of course, so like Diablo, all that kind of stuff. So that making up 48% of the revenue means that without that, the revenue would have been down -4%. So there's 2 ways to look at that. The first way to look at that is that sucks, because that looks like without Activision, Xbox will be failing. But the other way to look at it is the fact that I think the industry as a whole is kind of down, and not saying Xbox predicted that, but it's a good thing they made that decision, because they're kind of making up for the losses that they would have had. So that's the other way to look at it. It says content and services revenue were up 61%. Activision contributing again 58% of that. So technically it was only up 3%, but at least it's up. Xbox hardware revenue down 42%. Now that's probably the worst part of this. So if we want to talk about their commitment to hardware, people have been saying like PCs getting more, the better slice of the pie or more attention and things like that. And I don't know, man, with the hardware revenue, the -42%, they were only at, I think, 20 million systems sold after, half the generation. Basically, it's been 4 years. So yeah, man, that's tough. Of course, this number will change with Call of Duty coming out, but I don't know. Most people are just going to buy it on their PlayStation, and Microsoft, at the end of the day, they're going to get the money regardless, no matter where you buy it, or they'll get Game Pass subscriptions or whatever. But I think the writing's pretty much on the wall as far as Xbox hardware. Like, we've seen the Fire Sticks coming out, the bundles, them focusing more on the cloud. There's rumors of them coming up with a cloud based Game Pass tier. So I don't know. I think, pretty sure, and I've made this prediction as well, I think we're going to just shift away from consoles being the main thing. They're just going to be technically a cheaper alternative or entryway point, because people are going to be playing on PC. But then you also have the Fire Stick and stuff like that once they get that down, and playing on your phone and things like that. But yeah, the console is not looking too hot. But luckily, I got into the PC gaming. So the last few bullet points here. So it says total Microsoft revenue as a whole for the quarter was up 15%, so $64 billion, which is crazy. Net income, aka profit, $22 billion. So they're up 10%. Man, imagine making $22 billion in a quarter or ever. So net income for the Xbox division isn't available as those breakdowns aren't included. So we don't have the official like overall numbers. They also don't have the people was hoping to see the Game Pass numbers. I don't know if they're waiting for Call of Duty to come out to announce that, but because I feel like they're expecting that number to just be way higher, so we'll just have to wait to see uh, how that goes. Yeah, I can't do my timestamps when I be doing this. But yeah, so let's go over to the next topic. So I did do a video on this. You could check it out on my channel, but we did get a official strike. We saw this with SAG-AFTRA when it came to the Hollywood and TV and movies. The strike going on with that with the actors, but now we got one for video games. And the main, as it says here, the main sticking point when it comes to this. So this started for a lot of people that don't know October 2022. So over a year and a half ago, and they couldn't come to an agreement. And the main sticking point, as it says here, came down to AI, right? So there's more details in the article, but pretty much what it came down to was the protections over AI and the use of, I think we've seen it in like the music industry as well. Like you're signing off for them to like use your voice and just making AI usage. And like this situation kind of expands outside of just like the actors and things like that, right? It's not in here, but the conversation as far as AI goes, we've been having for the longest, like AI being used for artwork, like some platforms like Epic Game Store, I think it is, or Steam, like they have you specify what part of your game is made with AI. Even I notice on YouTube, when you try to upload, it'll have like in the options to say like, hey, was AI used in this? Yes or no. You don't have to answer it, but it's because some people actually care about that kind of stuff. So it says SAG-AFTRA National Executive Director and Chief Negotiator Duncan Crabtree Ireland, acting under the authority delegated by SAG-AFTRA National Board, blah, 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 called a strike effective July 26 at 12:01. So it comes after more than a year and a half of negotiations. Man, so 98% of people voted yes, that they would approve a strike if they couldn't get everything, set up. I found out Fran Drescher's the president of SAG-AFTRA, which is pretty interesting. It says here, the video game industry generates billions of dollars in profit annually. The driving force behind that success is the creative people who design and create those games. That includes the SAG-AFTRA members who bring memorable and beloved game characters to life, and they deserve and demand the same fundamental protections as performers in film, television, streaming, and music, fair compensation, and the right of informed consent for the AI use of their faces, voices, and bodies. So this goes beyond not just the voice actors. Like, as we've seen, like a lot of the models and things like that used in these games, like the motion capture and all that, like they're using these characters and the actors' actual faces in the games. Like you've seen Idris Elba in what's it called, Phantom Liberty with Cyberpunk. We've seen I forget my guy's name. He passed away. He was in a few things. He was in The Wire. I think he was like the police chief. You had in what's it called, John Wick. Like he was in Quantum Break. Lord Baelish, and who was also the mayor in The Wire, he was in Quantum Break. So like they use people's actual faces in these games, and hey, we seen it with Black Widow and Scarlett Johansson talking about her, like usage of her. Like there's characters they're using in these movies as like they'll just take the likeness of people and just throw them up, and instead of paying extras to be in scenes and stuff like that. And like, let's be honest, this conversation is going to come down to, it's going to be with everything, right? It's companies are trying to not just make more money, and one of the easiest ways to make more money is to save, right? To cut costs instead of trying to generate more revenue sometimes. but they can do both here, right? Like they can get stuff done faster when you use AI. They don't have to pay as much, especially if you don't use the same people. Um, you know, you just cut down on resources that you have to use. Like AI just makes so much sense for them, especially when it comes to video games. Like you're having a bunch of NPC character. Like I think we've seen Dragon Age Dreadwolf is, or what is it called now? The Veilguard, using 140,000 lines of dialogue. Like you gotta pay somebody to do all of that. And like we seen with the Helena Taylor situation a couple years ago with Bayonetta 3 and what she was paid for and stuff like that. If they used AI or she signed off on them using her voice or likeness, when that situation wouldn't even happen. So, you know, I try to not, you know, have my consumer brain on, but like for me, like let's be honest, I was the first thing I was worried about is what games are getting delayed. So apparently, games that have started development before September 2023 are still rocking. People's worried about GTA 6 and things like that, but that's what we care about. Let's be honest. Like I want everybody to get a fair shake and get their money's worth and everything like that, but I mean, I'm a consumer at the end of the day. I'm worrying about if games are delayed. I wonder if these TV shows are delayed. Like when the TV show and movie strikes was happening, bro, it was rough. It was rough. We're seeing stuff now that should have been out last year. So it is what it is. But speaking of movie delays, let's talk about San Diego Comic-Con. So there wasn't a ton of announcements for San Diego Comic-Con as far as video games go. There was a couple, so we could talk about the Prime Video. We knew the Yakuza TV show was coming out, or the Like a Dragon as they're calling it, but they did get a teaser trailer at San Diego Comic-Con. I tried to play this series. Again, I think I've talked about it before. I don't know why it didn't gel with me. Like I tried multiple. I tried the one that came out in 2020 because there was nothing to play for Xbox, and I think it was on Gamepass. I played, I forget, the one who forgot his name, I think it's called Gaiden. And it just, I don't know, it wasn't for me. I like that Sega has this relationship with Microsoft and Xbox to have these games on Game Pass, but yeah, it wasn't my thing. I'm definitely gonna watch the show though. I think Amazon's been killing it with the show. I think all the live action video games, for the most part, outside of Halo, which got canceled, has been pretty good. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And I need something to scratch that Warrior itch. I miss that Warrior show that's not on anymore. So it's coming out. Give us a date, October 24th. So looking forward to it. Looking for a new show. You could check that out. The other announcement we got was the new Mortal Kombat DLC. So they're calling it age restricted. So this is too long. I'm just trying to show the characters. Oh, here we go. So it's called Chaos Reign. So we got the new DLC characters announced. So if we look at it, we got, show us. We got, I forget his name, Ghostface from Scream. You got T-1000 or 10,000, whatever. We got Conan the Barbarian and some other characters. Sorry, I'm not that big on Mortal Kombat, so I don't really know. But yeah, September 24th, you'll be able to play with all these characters. And Mortal Kombat's been killing it with the DLC, especially with the, I think they always have a like scary person like that. I know they had Jason before, they had Freddy, they had who else? Somebody else in here. The Joker's not scary, but they always do well with the DLC. They definitely do. So if you're looking forward to Mortal Kombat, you could check that out. But in some sadder news, we gotta talk about Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games getting canceled. So for people that know, back in I think it was 2007 when we first got the Beijing games that came out, and this was a concept that we know Mario and Sonic were already big rivals back in the 90s, but then obviously when Sega stopped making home consoles, we've seen him on the GameCube, the GBA, everything like that. So this was a cool concept they had where they had Mario and Sonic with different Olympic games and other characters from both franchises, kind of like a different way of playing like Mario Party, but it was all like Olympic events and stuff like that. Um, so they had the Beijing one, they had London, they had Rio. Then they started doing the winter ones too, so like Vancouver and all that. And they had the Tokyo one as well, but it seems people was I was wondering where this game actually was this year because we got the Olympics started already. But it says the International Olympics Committee walked away from its partnership with Nintendo and Sega for the long range Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games series in order to explore deals with new partners, NFTs, and esports. Eurogamer understands. So this is from Eurogamer. It says, as the real life Olympics gets underway in Paris, there's been discussion online about there not being a Mario and Sonic tie-in game for the first time in almost 2 decades. Yeah, that is crazy. First one in 2007. Yeah, that was 17 years ago. Speaking with Eurogamer, a veteran behind the series has now said that the decision to end it rested with the IOC, which chose not to renew its licensing deal with Mario and Sega. They wanted to look at other partners in NFTs and esports. Basically, they wanted to bring it back to themselves internally and look at other partners so they would get more money. So it says Cocker, that is a terrible last name. Cocker previously worked at ISM Limited, a sports marketing and digital media firm responsible for managing the Olympic Games license and the world of video games. Over the past 20 years, 6 titles, like I mentioned, Beijing, London, Rio, Tokyo, and then the Winter Olympics for Vancouver and Sochi in 2014. It's been hugely successful, though latter entries suffered somewhat from the same sports recurring, which it would have been cool for them to redo because this, as it says here, like there's new game. Actually, it doesn't even say here. I don't know why I said that. There's new games being introduced to the Olympics all the time, so they could have had something. But it says they had this Olympics Go mobile free to play game, which also probably involves NFTs or whatever. So yeah, sucks to see, but I don't know. Sometimes they're going to put money over everything. I mean, sometimes, most of the time, they're going to put money over everything. But it is what it is, man. Everybody can do whatever. Everybody just doing whatever they need to do to survive. But going over to the next topic, which is the second to last. This is something that when I saw it, I thought it was a joke. Not really a joke, but like I couldn't believe like the newest thing we chose to argue over. So this is from, I don't know him, Old Man Logan. I don't know if is he somebody? No, it's 800 followers. But as you can see in this picture, it says achievements cannot be earned in story difficulty. So they have story, normal, and then possess. So this is for Flintlock, Siege of Dawn. This game just came out, is it 2 weeks ago now? Um, yeah, 2 weeks ago. I think it was on the 19th. It was day one in Game Pass. I didn't get around to playing it yet. I've seen mixed reviews. But this whole discussion and argument came up about, oh, don't disable earning all achievements or trophies just for people that want to play on an easier difficulty. Excuse me. And again, I don't know. It's one of those things like I'm of two minds. I guess I see both sides of it. So the first thing here you see OJ Player Essence. He said achievements are supposed to be earned, not given. Want the achievement, put in the work. And then Old Man Logan says, tell me which achievement in Flintlock are difficulty based. Spoiler, none. They're just tasks in the game and random miscellaneous items. So the first point is that people are saying like achievements aren't like achievements aren't supposed to be easy. That's why they call it achievements. Some of them are gimmies, like we see, like you just playing through the game, it'll just give you an achievement, or like, oh, you shoot this gun 10 times, it'll give you an achievement. And one of the achievements for this game apparently was like shoot while you're inside a coffee club or something like that, and you get an achievement. But yeah, I mean, for me, I'm never playing on story mode anyway, because like that's worse than like story mode to me is not even easy mode. Like there's no fun in that. Like no, there's no game I would be playing in story mode in the first place. So for me personally, I don't care about it just because I'll never be in that predicament. That's the first part. The second side of it, as far as okay, why are you locking it behind difficulty? It's like, bro, the game developers can do whatever they want. Like, I don't get why that is like an issue. Like, I do think so. Like, there's a group of people that think like achievements are also getting like watered down to a sense. Like, especially with Gamepass, where it's like people are literally downloading. I mean, I'm guilty of it. I downloaded like Peppa Pig or something like that, and I was just trying because oh, it's an easy 1,000 gamer score, and it's like. It's not I was trying to get more gamer score necessarily, but like I would want to 100% a game because most of the time I don't have the time where like it's too hard to get 1,000 gamer score or full gamer score. Some games have like 1,700 now, 2,000, whatever. So I don't know. To me, if a developer decides to do that, I'm fine with it. I have no problem with it. On the other hand, I'm also not like super like pushing for it either. Like I'm not just like, yeah, lock it behind the story mode. Like don't or lock it behind, normal and above mode. Achievements are for us, hardcore gamer. Like I don't care like that. Like achievements aren't something that puts you at an advantage or disadvantage in gaming or in life or anything like that. So to me, it's not that important. I've seen a lot of people just going back and forth on this. It's weird, bro. I don't know. I think people are super bored. But let's get into our last topic. Speaking of fun, was I even mentioning fun? I was talking about story mode or something like that. But let's talk about this new PS5 controller. So this is the Astrobot limited edition DualSense, which the funny thing is I only saw this because I saw it in a PlayStation what do you call that thing? PlayStation like community post on YouTube. But we see it here. You got a bunch of the Astrobots. Astro's Playroom was pretty good. It was like a packing game for PS5. But now we have actual Astrobot game coming out on what day is it? But the pre-order for the controllers begins August 9th. So the fact that they're doing pre-orders lets me know that, I mean, this is probably a regular PS5 controller and they're slapping a few things on it. But they're going to try and sell a lot of these. But the games comes out September 6th. And now you can see it here. 29-second. See a bunch of them. I mean, they've already played on like the different PlayStation accessories and consoles being like in the game, and this whole game's kind of like, I mean, it looks pretty good. I like the little eyes on the front. What's that on the back though? I think you got like a Astrobot symbol on the back. Oh dang, I can't catch it. Dang, can't do it fast enough. There we go. You see the little Astrobot symbol in the back, so that's pretty cool. And now, this thing's dope. How much is it? Dang, $80? I might get it. $80 is steep. I don't know if the Spider-Man 2 controller was $80, but honestly, unfortunately, this is what Xbox should be doing. This is what I said. When did I say it? I forget. A few weeks ago, but Xbox they always are good at selling their controllers. They have all these stupid sweepstake consoles and stuff like that, like that that's not releasing to the public. But it's like now you see PlayStation, they had the Spider-Man 2 controller, they got the Astrobot controller here, they had the God of War Ragnarok controller. Like they are just bringing that synergy when it comes to their brand. When they have these big first party titles coming out, it's like, hey, controller, we're gonna get it. Like Xbox did it with Starfield. They did it with I don't know if you could even buy the Halo Infinite controller outside of getting the actual Series X along with it, but it's like at least you had that. But it's like I think the Hellblade 2 one was a sweepstakes. Like, man, like we need some like even the Starfield is like the controller's dope. I'm wearing the headset right here. But like even for the consoles, like a wrap on it wasn't an actual console. Then you got Indiana Jones coming out later. You should get a controller for that. You definitely need a Black Ops controller, Black Ops 6 controller for sure. Avowed needs a control. Like I don't know. I think Xbox kind of dropping the ball when it comes to these controllers, and Sony's kind of handing it out the park. I got the I'll grab it. This is the Spider-Man 2 one right here. So this is pretty much the one I use. So yeah, man, I don't know. I think I want to grab it. I don't need it for sure, but it's definitely dope. But that $80 making me think like, man, do I really need it? I'm probably gonna buy it. Like, let's be honest. But that's about it. That's all the news. Like I said, not a ton of like heavy news, but you know, smaller things coming on and things like that. My video for Sunday is going to be looking at the top 10 most iconic weapons in video games. So definitely check that out. It's going to be good. It's based off a list from IGN. So I was looking at a few lists. Some of them were like quote unquote best weapons, but some of them they had like 5 weapons from Halo and like other stuff that just didn't make sense to me. Like, yes, granted, those weapons are iconic, but I did like how IGN chose, they didn't do more than one weapon from a single franchise. Like if they picked something from this franchise, that was it. They wasn't adding a whole bunch of, you know, because then the list gets kind of boring and corny. So definitely check that out. That's going to be Sunday's video. And then, yeah, I'll catch you guys next week for the stream on Wednesday. So appreciate you guys coming out, checking this video. If you're not watching it live, you're watching playback, whatever, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe and leave a comment. And I'll catch you next week.